Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today I have something a little bit different in here. It is a vanilla plant, a vanilla orchid, and I will show you how to propagate these plants from cuttings, and I will also pot these together. Just before we start here, I don't have a massive experience with vanilla. That's the first time that I'm trying. However, I did buy one vanilla plant for my mother-in-law a while ago, and I helped her, giving her some tips, and it worked well. So the cutting came from her plant. That's a massive vine. Now, talking about vines, just to let you know, a vanilla orchid, different from other orchids that we have, it is a vine similar to maybe some Hoyas. There are also vines. Ideally, you should have something for these plants to trail or actually to crawl on top of it, because we will start hanging or actually attaching its aerial roots to the surface that's around. These plants usually they will grow from the soil and they will go up the trunk of the trees or the bushes, whatever they are in the environment. Enough. I'm not going to talk about how to care for it, but also how to propagate. So as you can see here, and I'm going to give you some close-ups as well, one way to propagate a vanilla plant is very similar to other houseplants and Hoyas as well. It's basically doing some water culture. This plant has nodes, so what we can do is have cuttings. If you have the nodes, submerge them into the water, and the humidity will encourage these nodes to push out roots. So I could have done many cuttings with this super long cutting here, but I am okay with this plant being tall. I prefer to have just one plant crawling around than having many. I don't have the space exactly now to have many cuttings, but you can do from this single cutting here. I could have propagate and have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could have like 8 different cuttings from this long part of the vanilla. However, I decided to submerge only 2 nodes, so I have 2 nodes that push out roots, and the roots that are already long, I can pot them up safely. However, other people will choose different methods. Like with other house plants, you can also propagate it using a high humidity environment, like placing in moss, for example, and keeping the moss around the nodes completely humid. This plant will also push out roots, and you'll be able to pot them up separately. If you want to just pot them on the moss itself and keeping watering it constantly, possibly it will push roots as well, and you'll be able to keep growing that plant. It's basically the method that you think will be easier for you, more available, and that you have best results. If you have experience with moss, you can try definitely moss. I did with water because it was very easy. I just filled this cup with water and placed the plant inside. Time-wise, it worked well for me, and I could wait for it to push out the roots. As you can see, it's super easy to propagate vanilla, very different from other orchids like Phalaenopsis or Cattleya, that we actually have to wait for them to push out keikis, to grow out keikis, or maybe new growths. The vanilla is very similar to other houseplants, which make our job a little bit easier. When we have roots that are at least 10 centimeters long, we can safely pot this plant up. Talking about how we can ideally pot this plant up, I would say that because it grows from the soil and produces aerial roots as well, we can safely go with more like a terrestrial mix or an orchid mix with a ton of humidity around, because we need some roots to grow inside the potting mix without suffocating it, but with plenty of humidity around. We are safe to play with some potting mix, with different types of mixes. What I intend to do specifically here, I do have a little bit of soil, I do have moss, and I do have bark. So I think I will go with a mix of them 3, but we will do that together. So now that we talk about the propagating, let's start potting this vanilla cutting together. I'll show you my potting mix. I don't have anything for it to trail now, but I will use a bamboo stick for now with some clips, just for it not to be hanging around, and in the future I will arrange it better and I might show you. But let me turn this camera and let's repot this vanilla cutting. So here I have my transparent pot with my typical combination of moss and bark. So what I will do and what I will do differently from previously is just that I will add my usual layer of moss, but I will mix with a little bit of soil. I don't want to get everything dirty, so I just grab a soil and I will do like so. And then I will add a little bit of bark to aerate the mix a bit. I think I've done that with my Hoyas and it didn't work well, so hopefully it will work well with my vanilla as well. Let's see. Let's take the cutting out. You cannot see the whole cutting because it's very big. Look how massive it is. Okay, so I want to have these both roots inside my pot. It is already super big. Where is it? I think I have a bamboo stick somehow. Where is the bamboo stick? I don't know, I'll find it because I need to stabilize my plant. It's a bit different working with a super tall plant. Let's try to I just want both roots to be here inside this pot. This pot will not last for a while, I can see that already. But I don't want to work with a super large pot either because I don't know what I'm going to do with this vanilla. So I will keep it here for now. My mother-in-law vanilla is super large, it's trailing everywhere, but it has never bloomed because of the light. I told her to change the position. Okay, let me start layering it. Do you have a vanilla? What's your experience with that? Do you enjoy the plant? So let me add all of this oil. I just keep layering it and add a little bit of everything. And we hope for the best. Some fertilizer as well. The good thing about this transparent pot is that I'll be able to see the roots while they're growing. You don't need to pot your vanilla in a transparent pot. Or not even any other orchid. It just helps to see the roots and to see how the roots are doing, and also to see when you need to water, mainly your Phalaenopsis. That's one of the reasons why we can go with transparent pots, so you can see if the plant is dehydrated and if it's needed some water. Add the last layer of bark and I finish potting up this super tall vanilla. Look how beautiful my vanilla is. I never really wanted a vanilla, but now my mother-in-law moved, so it's like, oh, I want a cutting. I want to try to experience with it. Who knows? Maybe one day I can have vanilla flowers. That would be beautiful, wouldn't it? I don't want to have seeds or anything like that. It would be just nice to see the flowers. But anyway, there we go. It's completely potted. I just clean and come back to conclude the video. Ta-da! That's my vanilla fully repotted. And what I want to show you today is that, yes, it is an orchid. It has its own kind of quirks and needs that's different from some orchids that we find locally. However, it's super possible for you to find a vanilla locally, at least here in the UK. There are supermarkets now. There are garden centers that sell vanilla plants. So you can definitely buy one locally and you can attempt to grow it. It is an orchid, so part of the plant, it is epiphyte as well, which will grow some roots, some aerial roots. But different from some other orchids that we have, it is a trailing plant. We tend to crawl on top of trunks, walls, and things like that. And it is a vine as well, so it can get pretty tall and long. So you have to think about all of these before buying your plant. But I think in terms of mix, it can be very flexible. If you offer some humidity around the roots that are inside the pot, it should grow well for you. And now I will just offer some bright light. And when I know a little bit more, when I know that I got the right care, I'll come back and can talk a little bit more about vanilla orchids. But today, I just want to talk to you how I propagate this cutting and show you how I would repot it. I hope to have very nice updates in the future. Stay tuned. Let me know if that's a plant that you enjoy and if you want to know a little bit more about it. More than that, I hope you have a lovely week ahead. If you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions about vanilla plants, and stay tuned for more videos soon. I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.